Hey everybody. I think we should be good. I'm guessing that my new audio interface was taking the audio from the stream and pumping it back in to the stream. That's my guess. So I just switched over to my backup interface, and I will troubleshoot that one tomorrow. So hey Mitchell, rad. So I will try and get the ball rolling here. Welcome everybody. Thanks for coming, hanging out. This is a Bug Hunter stream. It's normally about this smooth, but I appreciate y'all coming back for the second try. So what are we doing here? We are going to be eliminating some hopes and dreams. We've been running March Madness all month long, and we are down to our final 8, and it's about to become our final 4 with y'all's help. We're going to do some final voting here using my favorite feature of YouTube, which is polls, and we are going to have y'all decide a couple matchups. So because we're kind of running late after that technical hiccup, I'm gonna get this poll up and running right now. First matchup of the night. Take It Back has won by the skin of its teeth twice now. It beat Point to Prove. It beat Making Up Words. And now it's up against Go With The Flow, which, if I remember right, it's had some pretty good matchups, I think, so far in the bracket. Go With The Flow, its first round was against Who I'm Singing To, right? I was kind of surprised by that one. So Go With The Flow knocked Who I'm Singing To out. Go With The Flow then knocked Baby Teeth out. And now it's up against Take It Back. And let's see. Casper314 says if Go With The Flow doesn't win the whole thing, it's election fraud. I think we have someone else just like Jams who is going to end up hating democracy here because it looks like I don't know how many people are on the stream right now, but we got 23 votes, and Take It Back is solidly leading 70% to 30% as far as I can see. So Go With The Flow flowed as far as it could, but I think that'll probably do it. And Take It Back is going to be our first contender to make it into the final 4. So as is tradition at the March YouTube live streams, we play off the losers. So this is a song called Go With The Flow, and it put up a good fight. In a room, it didn't look like this. It had much more lower ceilings, and it was delicately lit. I couldn't shake an old girlfriend on my mind, so I was dancing to our old song with a new one. And there's no room for her inside my head. We haven't spoke for 8 years, I still feel her fingerprints. Cause she laid back and I a little wild. She'd spout her little maxims as she had to calm me down. She'd say, go with the flow, with the flow, with the path. You hope for the best, you take the path. And I have a paddle and a bad idea up the wrong way. And I heard she's married now. There's no word for the emotion that I felt when I found out. It was fiery but casual, like words put in my mouth, and indifference to some news that would have killed my former self. But no, not now, and I hate how that makes me feel. It undercuts the present like my passions aren't as real. Cause time will revise both the perfect and the broken, so I have to write a song to keep a snapshot of the moment. Go with the flow, with the flow, with the path. You hope for the best, take what you have and not have a paddle and a bad idea up the wrong way. Go with the flow, with the flow, with the path. You hope for the best. You take what you have and not have a paddle and a bad idea up the wrong way. And I chose self-medicating woes, not separating causes for the subsequent results. And I know there's better antidotes than choking on the fits and tantrums I would always throw. And I hope that I will always grow, but I'ma cut the tongue out of the next one who says go with the flow, with the flow, with the path. You hope for the best. You take what you have and not have a paddle and a bad idea up the wrong way. Go with the flow, with the flow, with the path. You hope for the best. You take what you have and not have a paddle and a bad idea up the wrong way. In a room, it looked a lot like this. I told a bunch of strangers stuff I really shouldn't admit. Thank you. Welcome Pingus Pringus. Welcome Katie. Mars is here. Dandelion is here. I think Dandelion might be your first YouTube stream. I feel like I maybe haven't seen you on a YouTube stream, but I know I saw you at the Zoom show. Melon Lemon's here. Travis is here. Maria's here. You Hurt My Band-Aid. Akira. Benjamin. James is andiffing. I appreciate y'all. Mitchell's here. Mitchell, famous guitarist on Magic 8. Andre's here. Really appreciate y'all coming and hanging out. We're doing a March Madness thing. For those just joining us, we're finalizing the Final Four. So if you just missed it, Go With The Flow was just knocked out, I think, in a 5-0 sweep to take it back, which is Nord Morbles is here. And this is the first time that they're in the chat. I'm glad that you said something. I love hearing from the people who are watching. Lucas says, "Go With The Flow is awesome. I'm still upset it beat Who I'm Singing To." Yeah, that was a tough one. I think I was pretty surprised by that result because I do love me some Whomst. So, Pop the Dragon just popped in. Hey, rad. So that was a song off of that album. It's called The Rough Draft. I guess the last time I was streaming on YouTube, besides 10 minutes ago when I failed to get my audio working correctly, was last Wednesday. Is me and Kyle we're here in the studio, running through some March Madness votes and hanging out and having a good time, and just andiffing as much as we could. We had a great time. I'm gonna do a little cozy Q&A, tell you all about my weekend. And if you have any questions for Bug Hunter, for anything you want to know about music, life, I'll give advice. It's not good advice, but I'll give it. Jams couldn't clap because his hands were full with Mario Kart, which I appreciate the multitasking. I've found that whenever I ask if folks are multitasking, I get a million answers of doing laundry, doing homework, playing Mario Kart, cooking dinner. I'm happy to be the background noise. Andre says, last weekend my girlfriend came to my house and met my parents and we were alone. I played Be Glad I Love You for her and she loved it. That's awesome. Thank you for telling me that story. It always makes me very, very happy to know kind of how people are hearing our songs and what they mean to them. So Pingus Pringus has a question. How did you get into playing guitar? Or, well, just music to begin with? I started playing guitar right before I turned 22. I bought a guitar off of Craigslist because I was living in San Luis Obispo, California that summer, and all my friends went home because it's where I went to college, and normally people don't stick around for the summer, so I was the only one there. I had a part-time job, and it's like, well, since I don't have anyone to hang out with and I only work part-time, I should probably do something productive with my remaining time. So I had been playing ukulele for a little bit, just to, I was writing some songs, and I was like, well, I should get a guitar and learn how to do that. So I got a guitar. Music in general, I can probably trace back, like, the big moment was taking Music Theory 101 in college with Kyle. We always tried to, every quarter we tried to get a class together, just so that we would have a reason to see each other every day. We lived in the dorms together, and then he became an RA, and I just went and lived with some buddies, and so he was very busy with all that, and so it was, oh yeah, let's try and see if we can take a class together. And so Music Theory 101 was one that we landed on, and kind of opened my eyes around major chords and minor progressions and that kind of stuff. And so I was like, well, I'll learn. I want to do that. So that's kind of the generic story. I was in college and I took a music theory class, and then I never got any more education around music. I've just been winging it ever since. So. Travis is playing with Power Rangers, which is awesome. Thank you. Everyone's just kind of being nice. R Stag says, I love your music. Ruslan says, Steer McCracken is such an awesome song. Lee says, I'm kind of curious, how many songs have you made based off of Ladybug? Well, Be Glad I Love You is, like, obviously the big one. Be Glad I Love You is very much, like, about our relationship. Magic 8 was one that I wrote for our wedding, and I performed it at our wedding, which was 2.5 years ago. And then Pebbles I wrote right after we got married. It's kind of about being married and kind of starting our journey together. So those are the three that really, like, pop out at me, as those are kind of very specifically about Ladybug. And then obviously she just inspires me every day to work on things and to keep creating. So we got a lot of cats here. If we can get a tally on the number of cats watching this stream so I can write that down. Mars has 5. Pingus Pringus is not watching with a cat. But Makeshift Macaroni. Dandelion has a cat, so we got at least 7 cats. Okay, that's 8, 10, and a bunny. Yeah, I don't know. How can I do a poll to let me know how many cats you have? Hold on. Only one is watching. Okay, that matters. Do you have a cat with you? Yes or no? And we'll just do it like this. This will be the easiest way to do it. Oh no, I added an option. That's not what I wanted. There we go. We'll do a cat poll. Anyways, so this weekend we had Kyle and my dad were here. They came in on Wednesday and we did a stream, and then we immediately ran out and got cookies, and then we were originally going to go see my brother and me in the Adventure Zone in Washington, D.C. That was the impetus for the trip. That's why Kyle was coming out, and that's why my dad was coming out. We were all going to go see that together because we enjoy the McElroy brothers. Okay, we got 38%, 35% have a cat out of 26, Someone's got to do the math for me on that one. And so our shows got canceled. We were going to go to DC and see the McElroy brothers, and then they rescheduled them. And so, because we had the flights booked and everything, we just like, well, we'll just hang out. And we ended up playing board games. Oh boy, did we play some board games. I'm working on designing a board game right now for anybody who hasn't heard about that. And so they were helping me test some new things. And we played 5, 3, 1, 3, 3. Is that right? 5, 3, 1, 8, 9, 15 games? That can't be right. So, no, 12 games. I added an extra 3. We played 12 games of it, and it's like a 2 to 3 hour game. And that was basically our Thursday and Friday. We just played board games all day and ate Chinese food and Italian food and tater tots. Not all in the same meal, but and then we went to Washington D.C. because Bug Hunter had a show. So me and Kyle played a show in D.C. I don't know if anybody in the chat was there for it, but I had a great time. We played a new song while we were there. Seemed to be one that people really enjoyed. So that was fun. And speaking of new songs, on Sunday, then we came back and we played a Torn Between a Couple anniversary show. And at the end of that, we debuted another new song, a different new song. So that's 2 for anybody counting at home. And if you feel like, oh man, I can't believe I missed out on that. Got another one. Coming up, April 30th. It's a Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. If you can't make it, that gets you the video on demand, so you can watch it later if you can't make it at that time. So yeah. So I'm definitely gonna do one in April. I don't know if I'm gonna do one in May yet because I might be doing some live shows in May, and I have some time at the end of May where it might be a good time to play some shows around the East Coast. So keep an eye out for that. But in the meantime, Saturday, April 30th, and I'm still doing the private Zoom shows. If you want to just book some time with me to hang out and pick the set list. I have been known to play new songs at these. It's not in the description. It's not in the contract, but it sure is real easy when I'm doing a private Zoom show to just be like, hey, you want to hear something? So, just saying. Rad. So, grab a ticket to that. It's going to be very fun. Pingus asks if I'm Canadian. I'm not. I live in Richmond, Virginia. I was born in Illinois. So, Dandelion says, we ever going to see you in Denver for a show? We played at the Larimer Lounge in 2019, and it was a blast. We would love to come back to Denver. Just don't know when it's going to be because Denver is a very far drive from just about anywhere you want to drive from. But it's not out of the question. But it's really tucked away up in there. So, all right, cool. We ready to move on to the next round? We got another poll we're gonna throw up. 31% of 35 people have a cat. So there's at least 10 cats watching, which is just good information to have. So, all right, this next vote. This one was pretty close. It could have been the difference of just one vote in one of the polls. So I'll need y'all to finish this one off for me. Frankie Hill says, you ever play the ukulele? Yeah. This is my This is my baritone. This is my first kind of real instrument that I started writing songs on. So this is what I recorded Slow Burn with, and Be Glad I Love You. And speaking of Be Glad I Love You, recorded Be Glad I Love You with it, recorded Hide and Seek with it, little bits of bragging. Andre says, I'm finally ready to do a Who I'm Singing To cover. Still pretty hard to sing it. Yeah, it's challenging. It's definitely, I had to practice it quite a bit before I was ready to play it live. Yeah, we had a cover contest last year, around April, and it was very fun to see people's covers. I don't think Who I'm Singing To was one of the options that people could do, but I think Making Up Words was, and yeah, it's a challenging one. So, oh, look at this! Look at this vote. Yeah, like this is what I thought too. It was very, very close in the Discord as well. The hi Sam Mercedes. The Twitter and Instagram polls were a little lopsided, but given that there's 39 votes on this, I don't know how many people are watching. I normally have the count up, but in my rush to get the second stream up, I just didn't bother setting it up. But 39 votes feels about average. So Pinecones did take a point, but Be Glad I Love You won on Instagram, Twitter, and both Discord polls, and each one gives a single point. So Pinecones 1, Be Glad I Love You 4, which means that Pinecones has been tossed out of this tree. And Be Glad I Love You moves on to the final four. Wait a minute. You thought I forgot? There it is. This is a song off an album called Bigger Than Myself. And it goes like this. Hands up if life is getting stressful, and shout if you are saddened by the news. I need some tips to cope, some data or some anecdotes, cause right now nothing's working for my blues. Sometimes I deal by playing music, and sometimes I relax by reading books. Sometimes I go downtown, climb a tree, and don't come down and throw a bunch of pine cones at people. A crowd has formed around my tree, just out of reach, and the police have blocked the street on every side. But no one can climb it, and I think it's cause they know I have a pine cone here for everyone who tries. I yell, I'm gonna live to be 100. I'm gonna see them cure disease, and I'm gonna watch them go to war over the royalty. So if you need me, I'll be in the tree. Yeah, if you need me, I'll be in the tree. There's several cameras pointed up into my tree. It seems the world's concerned with what I might do next. Throwing pine cones at photographers from up here in this conifer, like Tarzan getting scouted by the Mets. Yeah, I'm gonna live to be 1,000. Got robot arms and run on robot feet. Got robot legs and robot head. My robot ass don't know it yet, but I'd be better off back in the tree. So if you need me, I'll be in the tree, cause no one's asking what would drive me up this pine. Is it protest? Am I being paid to preach or advertise? No, this non-deciduous decision was all mine. You can show a horse the ropes, but no, you cannot make him climb. And this tree's a makeshift metaphor, and I prefer to think I'm just a stressed out Christmas ornament who needs some space to breathe. And if the camera crews and crowded streets and dozens of police are my endless pressures manifested down below my tree, then this giant stack of pine cones, they are the lame and immature ways I deal with them, but also how satisfying it is to do so to someone when they're not looking. Yeah, I'm gonna live to be a million, longer than the flowers, birds, and bees. But if I start to come undone, make like a tree and hug someone, yeah, everybody needs a place to breathe. Just recognize when it is time to leave. I'm probably gonna live forever, but should I die, and that may be preferred, take me out and bury me and plant a tree right over me, so I may help someone escape the world. Yeah, I may help someone escape the world. Thanks, everybody. That's a song called Pine Cones, and it is no longer in the March Madness bracket. Folks, we're asking if there is a Discord. There is a Discord. We do votes and shenanigans in the Discord. It has a fairly active group of folks in there. I'm in there. I'm in there daily, for one thing or another. So why don't we? Oh man, we're kind of running out of time, aren't we? I was gonna hang out and answer some questions, but we've only got about 15 minutes left, and I got 2 songs to get through. So let's go rapid fire, and we'll get into the next one. Here is the next vote, and I can tell you that it is going to eliminate a song off of this album. This is The Key to Being Lonely versus Sweet Nothing. Both songs off of Torn Between a Couple, which we just did the 5-year anniversary for. Key to Being Lonely just hit 1 million streams on Spotify. It's the first song off of this album, which was released 5 years ago. First song to hit 1 million streams on Spotify, and 4th song of mine to do it overall. So I was very excited to hit that milestone. It's always fun when you kind of hit another good old round number. It looks like it's really thinking about this poll. I don't know if y'all are seeing it yet, but it's really thinking about it. I'll refresh that and see what happens. Alrighty. Nope, didn't look like it worked. Alright, we'll just do it again. Not a problem. There we go. That should go. It's Key to Being Lonely versus Sweet Nothing. Very different songs. But in a way, they do kind of complement each other quite a bit. You can read all about it in Jams' essay that was published on Sunday. It's a great essay. If you want to know more about Torn Between a Couple, it's probably the de facto resource besides listening to the album. But you probably get more from reading the essay, honestly. So. This looks Luke Man asks, I listened to your albums every day for a few months. I had to take a break. Do you not ever get tired of your own songs? I definitely I get fixated on them when I first write them because they're new and catchy and fun, and then I think it's more of a replacement thing where I write something newer and catchier, and I can only focus on one thing at a time. So like right now, I am working on new songs, and so I don't really listen to my old ones at the moment because I'm just really like excited and jazzed about the new stuff, which several people have heard at our last Zoom show. So Jam says, my friend who I'm playing Mario Kart with just laughed at your comment about my essay. It's a great essay. It's on my Twitter. If you want to go to my Twitter, it's only probably like 2 or 3 tweets back. And I was just really lucky because, as we all know, Jams is Twitter famous for his excellent Pokemon content, and so I was just glad that I was able to reach that new audience. He made a real good tweet that went super viral. So I'm technically I'm the second most famous person in this particular stream. All right, I think 38 votes is going to do it. So Katie, did you hear the new song? Because I feel like if you like The Chase, it's probably up your alley. Sweet Nothing has been eliminated from the tournament. Key to Being Lonely swept it 5-0. So I will now play it, and this is a song called Sweet Nothing, and it's about whatever you want it to be. Well, I know a girl, her name is Sweet Nothing, little voice, warm heart, she is so lovely. Helps me eat my Oreos, her habits janitorial, she keeps it clean, and that's the thing that sweeps me off my feet. And I'll take a dose of dopamine, cause boy do we have chemistry, no wonder she's so bubbly, I'm bound to overheat. She'll promise to stick with me, even though my faith is iffy, even though my arms are skinny, even though I can be vain. She'll promise to stand by me, even when my room's untidy, even when she knows I'm lying, by the smile on my face, because I know a girl, her name is Sweet Nothing. Little voice, warm heart, she is so lovely. And everyone in the world, oh, they want something, but all I want is my sweet, sweet nothing. When I was chasing everything and willing to take anything, the lowest low I dared to go to try to make me whole. Well, that's when I discovered her, and I'll never need another her. She lit the love inside me, final one I'll ever know. She'll always be my partner, even if our lives get harder, as we push our stories forward towards the climax of the fall. And to keep from being fiction, her love comes with one condition, that I learn to love myself before I learn to love it all. Because I know a girl, her name is Sweet Nothing. Little voice, warm heart, she is so lovely. And everyone in the world, oh, they want something, but all I want is my sweet, sweet nothing. Nothing gave me more, oh, like nothing as before. And I thought nothing would make me whole again. And nothing did. nothing did. Sweet nothing did. Thanks. That was Sweet Nothing. It's a good song, but not good enough. Not for this tournament. Key to Being Lonely knocks it out. Stan Mercedes says, to be honest, I've never seen Bug until now. My first song was Be Glad I Love You. I was expecting a beard. That implies that you thought that my opening argument of that song worked. No, I shave more often than not. And also, we had a very handsome gentleman named Sam Wall play kind of the me character in our first music video for Pine Cones. And since he is cooler and handsomer than I was just like, well, let's just kind of model cartoon me a little bit closer, like between the two of us. Which I'm fine with. Luke Man is drinking cucumber and lime Gatorade, and he doesn't care who knows it. We're gonna finish up here. We got one more pairing here, and not to put the pressure on y'all, but this one's a tiebreaker. We've got 2 great songs. There's no way to sugarcoat it. Whatever you vote for here, this is it. One is going to be eliminated, and one's going to move on. So currently, we have a Bigger Than Myself song in the final 4. Take It Back. We have a Rough Draft song, Be Glad I Love You, and we have a Torn Between a Couple song in Key to Being Lonely. So sorry, what did I say? Be Glad I Love You, Key to Being Lonely, and Take It Back. So this will determine who gets the double up. This is Braggin' versus Piano Teacher. So vote for the one you want to win, because the other ones didn't matter. Those were just for posterity, because the results were predetermined coming into the vote. Andre says, I think it would have been great to see you in the videos. They were filmed in the UK. So I was nowhere near the filming of those videos, but it's Firewood Pictures in the UK did our videos for us. All right, what do we got here? We're looking at 37 votes already. Braggin' is running away with it. Piano Teacher coming up short, just as it could taste the final 4. Glory says, I feel super intimidated by Marge right now. I think something that you'll find is going to take away the sting of Piano Teacher losing is that I'm about to play it. So, Jams, who technically prefers Piano Teacher, but voted for Braggin' because it felt right to be in the top 4. I don't think that's how voting works. So maybe that's why you're having so many issues with democracy. Braggin' picks up the final point. And this is a song called Piano Teacher, and I'm gonna play this real quick just so we can kind of squeeze in under the 9 p.m. Deadline for kind of playing music with my neighbors and everything. But this is Piano Teacher, and then afterwards I'll stick around and answer some questions and hang out. So good job, Piano Teacher. You almost did it. cut your check. We all get what we want, except my mom. If the story could fast forward, I would smash that button down. I'm not the next all-star, I'm hardly an artist. I bought this guitar, and I'm trying my hardest. When I'm by myself, nothing can stop me, but I can't perform if there's anyone watching. When I hit play, I'm still in the same place. Piano teacher, my old soccer coach, college professor, everyone I know. I'm sorry I couldn't listen to you then. It wasn't your fault I abandoned it. I only learn when I am passionate, but when I am, I cannot be controlled. If the story could fast forward, I would clamp that button down. I'm not the next all-star, I'm hardly an artist. I bought this guitar, and I'm trying my hardest. When I'm by myself, nothing can stop me, but I can't perform if there's anyone watching. When I hit play, I'm still in the same place. I'm hardly an artist. 2 notes in my guitar riff and no signs of stopping. Look, ma, watch me. I'm hardly an artist. 2 notes in my guitar riff and no signs of stopping. Look, ma, watch me. I'm not the next all-star, I'm hardly an artist. I bought this guitar, and I'm trying my hardest. When I'm by myself, nothing can stop me, but I can't perform if there's anyone watching. It's all fun and games till you find your profession, and then you look back on a lifetime of lessons. I won't spend a penny on one more obsession. I'll take my hobby before your investment. Oh, I've been skipping the best moments. Now I'm done, and all I hope is when I hit play, I'm back in the same place. Thanks everybody. That's a song called Piano Teacher. And it looks like we have our final 4 heading around the corner here. We have two more March Madness live streams. So thanks everybody. Appreciate the applesauce. John is here. Hey John. Thanks everybody. So our final 4 is going to be Take It Back is going up against Be Glad I Love You, and Key to Being Lonely is going up against Braggin'. So difficult choices. The votes for that will be up soon. We're gonna do the final 4 for Sunday, March, probably the 27th, I'd imagine. So keep an eye on that. You get to vote on Instagram, you get to vote on Twitter, you get to vote on Discord twice if you're a Bug Scout, and then you get to vote here where we settle everything. And it's very interesting. I'm curious if we had gone only YouTube voting, what would have happened, because the YouTube votes have been different than the majority. Anytime there's been a 4-1, normally the YouTube vote is that one. So yeah, it's been interesting. Maybe I'll try a format eventually where we just do live votes only and we just speed through it. Yeah, so that's the end of music for me. I appreciate everybody coming and hanging out and sticking with me through the audio issues at the beginning of this. I tested it beforehand, but not live. I just tested the sound quality, and I should have double-checked to make sure it wasn't going to randomly loop a 7-second delay of my own stream back into it. So if anybody has any more questions, I see Luke Man has a question. He's been dying to ask me, do I know who Sidney Gish is? And I don't recognize that name. I feel like I've heard it before, but I couldn't. I have a feeling Sidney Gish is a musician, and if I'm wrong, then whoops. But Mars says, if Bragan loses the key, I will absolutely lose it, as if that hasn't been threatened in the past every round. But Lee asks, are you ever going to play in Louisiana? I don't know. I don't. So I do have I have a forum on my website. I really like to do house shows. In fact, we did a backyard show in Washington, D.C. On Saturday, which was very, very fun. And that came about because somebody filled out my house show form. What it is on my website, you can go fill out a form, and it is not like it's not a contract. It is literally just, give me your name, give me the city you live in, give me how many people can fit into your living room or into your backyard, maybe send me a picture of it, and would you be cool if people came to a show? You don't, it's not a binding legal agreement. It's just literally lets me know that you exist, and when I am looking for a show nearby, like I was in DC, I go through my list, and like for example, I had 3 people on my DC list, and I just reached out and I said, hey, I might be there on Saturday, March 19th. Would you be able to to host a show that day? And one of them worked out, and that's the reason that we had a show in DC. It helps because a traditional music venue would need 2 to 3 months in advance to kind of like put bills together, and there's just a lot of overhead and planning. And a house show, I can just reach out, say, hey, what are you doing in a month, 3 weeks? And generally it's a little more flexible. At that point, you can say no. You don't have to say yes once I reach out. It just lets me get in touch with you. So if you're someone who has a decently sized living room or decently sized backyard that could fit anywhere between 20 and 40 people in it, then go to my website, and there's a little tab called Host a Show, and just fill out the details. So. Yes, and if you're living with your parents, do not fill out the information without your parents' permission. It really helps if the person hosting the show is the owner of the house, because then it's a little more mutually beneficial. Travis asked, do I name my instruments? I don't. But if you have any name suggestions, go ahead and throw them out. Throw those out in the comments. I feel like it came up over the weekend that someone came up with a good name for my guitar, but I don't remember what it was. Mars hates March. I'm sorry. So Mars, what I'll say is, I think you're right. I think it's likely that Key could win against Bragan. I think it will win on Instagram. Key to Being Lonely is one of our most popular songs, but the Discord and the YouTube are going to put up a fight, I think. So Mitchell says, does a beach count as a backyard? If you own the beach and it's behind your house, then yes. But do not book me for a public space. Benjamin is leaving. See you, Benjamin. Mitchell says, I don't have a beach. Just curious. Maybe once I get a job. Yeah, you need a lot of sand dollars to afford a beach. Right. All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for tonight. One more plug for the new song showcase. If folks could back me up in the comments if you were there either in February or on Sunday, just to encourage people that it's a good time. Let them know that the new song showcases are worth it. If you feel like it. I got a lot of good responses from the last one, so if you want to see what's coming next, go ahead and grab a ticket to that. It's gonna be very fun. Yes, Nick said also you get to be part of a secret. It's fun to be part of the secret. And if you have a ticket, then you get to go and re-listen to the song a bunch over the on the video on demand for a whole month. So thank you for all the new folks who chatted today. It's good to kind of see some new faces. I saw Pingus Pringus and Sam Mercedes and several new folks. So I'm glad. If you want to join the Discord and you want to be notified about these things happening in the future, I always give the Discord a heads up if you give yourself the music live stream role. Other than that, I think that's all I got going on. I'm working on a new shirt. I'm gonna have that up pretty soon. So keep an eye out. Besides that, this is the big thing. Join the Discord, and I will see y'all on Sunday, March 27th, and we will figure out who's going to the finals for March Madness. So think about it. Let's Take It Back versus Be Glad I Love You, and Keep Being Lonely versus Bragging. So cool. Everybody have a great rest of your night, and I'll see you on Sunday.